Hello and welcome to this episode of Strictly Broken Brews. I'm Christian Yavaha, and today I've got with me special guest,
Jason.
Jason.
Uh,
And we're gonna do Gochiusa, which came out like a month ago. I prepared 4 decks, which are basically all the relevant ones. I haven't built Best Shot, but that doesn't seem too difficult. Just put in all the good cards with Best Shot in name because there's not that many. So I guess we can just get into it, and we'll start with the green yellow deck. Um, I guess you have the most experience with this. I'm not sure. Like I
uh,
changed some cards, but this should be mostly the list that we went over.
yeah. I mean, I like the deck. It's a bit like it doesn't really do much. It never really did anything in my opinion. It was always just like a wall deck. But like, it just kind of like it feels like a good stuff deck. Like it just has good effects, and it doesn't really. It's not gonna kill you, especially not if you're running the clock. If you're running the compression version as opposed to the clock kicker. But I definitely think like a more notable card that I think people aren't appreciating is actually the level 0 Chihaya bomb. The card's
Yeah.
actually like real good.
Uh, I, it just seems like a very marginal card to me, but it's like neat added utility.
Yeah, it's free milling, which is already appreciated. Even though I mean you have the Magro for milling, but it's extra. And when you hit a climax, I feel like the search is a lot more relevant. A lot of times, especially on the bomb, compared to like power, with like the Cocoa bomb. That's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
similar,
yeah.
where it's mill power.
Like this is
Getting the
definitely the
search.
best bomb.
Oh yeah, it actually feels so good, especially with like just when you if you don't have the brainstormer, let's say, and then you just mill, you hit a climax, you still get a search. So it's like you can kind of just pretend you hit a filter brainstorm, kinda.
Yeah.
But I like it a lot. It's a plussing 0. People don't always want to ram into it. It kind of shows you if people are bad if they choose to not clock to play against it. Somebody in my local did that. That was fantastic. Other than that, I mean, the cards are just good. I like this brainstormer a lot more than the Chihaya brainstormer. It's just
Yeah,
the selectivity is really appreciated.
yeah, I think you really want the selection, especially in like this version with the 2-1 changer instead of the clock kicker, even more so.
Yeah. What
Um,
does
this
that's that one Sharo?
this is just 3-5. I actually forgot what the drawback was. Let me just check it. It was just basically the an oversize I found.
Okay. I was actually trying the anti runner from the new set. It's it's okay. Like it actually
Um,
doesn't feel that
the
bad.
pro when it's you mill the top card, and if you mill a climax, it goes to stock.
Oh,
Um,
sure.
but the issue I have with the anti runner is if you want it to be like good, if you want it to be effective as an anti runner, you need to run like 3-4 copies, and I don't want to run 3-4 copies of a card that doesn't plus me, like because the Love Life Sunshine anti runner is also oversized, whereas the this anti runner is just 2k on opponent's turn and it's just gonna die.
Yeah, that's true. If this was something in like English, let's say, I might consider it more. But
Yeah.
yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, and so the rest of the level 0 lineup is just 4 runner, 4
Yeah, it's
brainstorm,
hella
4
weak.
Ricky. Because
Yeah,
those
that's
are
pretty much
good
it.
cards.
I think at most, if you wanted to you cut the beater for an extra bomb, if anything. I think that's preference though.
Yeah. Um, you don't really have that much good 0 options, so
Yeah, that's
it's
pretty much
fine.
all you got.
Level 1 is also pretty straightforward. It's just 4 go climax combo, which is on attack Magaro, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
You're also attacking
and it's
us.
offensively big too,
Yeah, it's like
which is
6-5
nice.
on attack, which is pretty cool. Magaros often
And
just get to be 6k.
it's always too. It's on your turn. It's always a 55 minimum.
Yeah.
So which is really
Um,
nice.
and you basically fill out the rest with like oversizes and counters.
That oversize like I didn't like it when I first saw it because I was like, oh, there's a lot of conditions to it, but it's so irrelevant. Like
Yeah.
it's beyond irrelevant. Two Chihayas or Sharos is actually the easiest thing to do.
Well, it's like 2 characters on
Yeah,
field.
yeah, it's any two characters, and it's just like I don't know. I thought like, what if my hand breaks or something? It doesn't happen. Not with Ariki and the bomb and runner. This it's a little irrelevant. It's just a
Uh,
6-2.
2K counter can just help like protect either the Magros sometimes or usually the oversize. And the anti-change counter is actually searchable by the brainstorm, which is why you're basically getting away with running it in the first place.
Yeah, I see a lot of people trying to fit in the like the Chihaya one,
The 1-1?
but like the 2-1, the 2-1 Chihaya anti-change still, like instead of the
Oh,
Kokoa. But I just
yeah,
I just don't think it's worth it. The Kokoa is just so free, and the fact that you can search it is really relevant.
yeah. I
And
for,
it's just more costless backups too for like for
the,
your brain.
the Chia only searches Sharo and Chia, right? The level 3.
Yeah, the Chia only searches Sharon
Yeah.
Chia.
So you get this via the brainstorm usually. And what this allows you to do is like a 3. If you have 2 Musashis and like a random card, you can basically clean your entire field. Because the
Yeah, it's really
Musashis can
handy.
sack each other and then this can sack the last lane.
Yeah, it's pretty great actually. I used it way more than I thought I would. Like I thought I put it in just as like it's a free anti change, but just the cost for the sack is just so relevant sometimes.
Yeah. It's also a cheap anti-change, which can be
Hmm.
pretty decent. Level 2 lineup is pretty like you're maxing out on the combo because you're still running a Magro combo at 1, which isn't selective per se, and you need 2 copies of both of, or rather you want 2 copies of both of these, preferably in your hand, like a 2, so that you can change twice. And the reason why I'm preferring this over like the clock kicker is because this is actually like, if you resolve 2, this is pretty powerful. You put a lot of pressure on your opponent. You just decompress, like thin your deck, and you get like an early play that does something in terms of like being a damage scry. Whereas the clock kicker is just like playing 2015 wise with clock kicker and Musashi top end, which is not that impressive or scary because you don't have other defensive tricks like compass or money counter or anything.
I really like it. Like it felt really good, especially because it reminds me of playing trying to play owls in Kimono Friends. Just I don't have to sack to be compressed,
Yeah,
and just having an early play damage scry just feels like beyond good. So you just sit there, you compress, and then they try to swing at you. If like the little hit stick, because the Chia gets pretty sizably big too.
yeah, she
So you
gets
just grab like
1K on startups. So if you have the counter, she's just
yeah,
30K
so
without
you
support.
just grab the Sharo and the Chia backups from like one of them,
Yeah,
and you're just set, and they just stay alive. And it feels a little bad the first time. Like you really have to make sure they stay alive since you basically go -2 the first time you use the combo
isn't it like?
because
Well,
it's
you
search
did.
two drop one.
Oh,
So
it's
you play the
yeah. Okay,
character
okay. Yeah,
and then you have to discard. You have to drop them again
yeah.
from hand. So but the point is that the chances of them staying alive is really high. So sometimes I've even only played one, and it doesn't feel nearly as good, but you're more confident that the one will survive, and you can kind of and I use it and then I use the search on it to just sculpt for the second one, and it works out usually just fine.
Yeah,
The
the
2-1 Shadow, sorry to interrupt, but the 2-1 Shadow is actually like really strong too.
the anti-change bomb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it feels so good having a card that's a counter, but it's actually not just a counter.
yeah. It's just a cool card that like kind of combines 2 slots into one, though that you're playing it for the anti-change part and not for the counter part.
Yeah,
But
but again, it's nice for saving Chia too
yeah,
because it turns the Chia from like a 10k to a 35 just by itself.
yeah.
So
And you have like another level X. Um,
yeah,
the second effect of that is just when you play Climax 1K. I forgot. Sometimes you assign 1K. God, I looked at these cards like way too long ago when I built the decks. Holy
yeah,
shit, it's
I
now
was still
loading.
I was I was still just trying the 2k Sharo just because I
Oh,
didn't.
it's when you use an S ability, so you make your counters even
Oh, it's even
bigger.
better.
Yeah,
Literally even better. I probably should have just been running that. I was running the other one, that one Sharo one.
yeah, it's just 2K to front and no other
Better.
text, I
That just
think.
energizes even more.
Yeah,
And then your brainstorm does the same thing too.
yeah.
So That's
Uh,
definitely a lot better.
yeah, the top end is just 4 Musashi and 3 healers. It's kind of a very boring deck, but it has
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty vanilla. It just has good effects. That's all it is. It doesn't do
yeah,
anything special. It's not some unique deck. It's just let's take some good effects and just mush them together and call it a thing.
if you like these characters, that's probably the
If you like
best
if you
version.
like them, and if you like straightforward, if you just like a really straightforward
Yeah,
like compression deck, that's your go-to probably because you don't spend stock like at all.
yeah,
So you're definitely gonna compress with stock pretty well, and then the Chias are just gonna search because then like you save so much stock playing the Chia switch too
yeah, because it's
because they stay
also
alive
just one
and it's only
stock
one
for your
stock.
early plays. You
Yeah,
just
it's
end up
really
having a lot of stock at level 3
yeah.
to like do
I've
heals and
I've
Musashis.
had games where I had like 15 stock when I hit by the time I hit level 3 because I just don't spend it. It's pretty great.
Shame you can't really use the stock.
Yeah, it just sits there and you just pay it. You pay, but you can pay out what's dirty pretty easily. So it's just
Sure.
like I wish there was a payoff for it, but
Um, Another thing that you can do is probably just stick with the yellow green shell and cut like the green top end stuff and put in gates and run the
oh, no.
Gochiusa. Um, I'm not sure what this deck precisely offers over like just a bread or rabbit house version. Basically, the stuff you get is a search wiki instead of a salvage one, and a Magro combo instead of on reverse salvage slash search. So if it's like impossible for you to get reverses at level 1 or really hard for some weird reason, then I guess that's a way you can like take the shell.
Yep. It just feels bad though because I'm pretty sure the Riki and the Magro can't grab the Kokwachio, so you're
No,
basically just forced to draw into it or brainstorm
yeah,
for it the whole time.
brainstorm, trigger gate, or draw
So
it.
it's definitely more sack heavy than like Bread or Rabbit House trying to run it,
Yeah.
but I guess it could be worse.
Okay, so
It's still a
then
gate. So
yeah. Then I guess blue. Did you play with the blue
I did a
stuff?
little bit.
Okay.
I didn't. I found it really boring. I found it more boring than the green yellow, but
Uh, I'll just like level 0 is again for you have like every deck has 4 runner. You get 3 different runners in this set, which is kind of funny.
Bunny's privilege, man.
Yeah. 3 brains. I'm just running 3 of all of the rest.
Yeah,
Uh,
that sounds about right.
because it looks nice and it's probably also just correct. Like 3 brainstorm. Uh, 3 of the this is hand check. Come into play. Reveal top if it's blue. Add to hand ditch, and then the sign's like 1k in level. Um, this is just clean cut for blue characters, and this is a drop searcher for blue characters that also assigns 1k in the level on attack.
Yeah, it's pretty generic.
This is like
I wish the I wish the Chia got like the clean cut Chia. Fucking
Chino.
Chino.
Yeah,
Fucking too many bunnies. I wish it got power, but like most of the time I end up just using it with the Maya,
you
and I
can
just go
use
swing.
these to give it power, so it's not
Yeah, I
that
just
bad.
swing, rip back like the Maya, and then
Yeah,
just
and
move
the
on.
drop search is basically your bad Ricky replacement because this deck
Yeah.
doesn't get a Ricky. Um, Level 1 is also just 4 combo. This combo is a lot better than the set 2 one because it gives you like fixed advantage. It allows you to draw like into your compasses, and it's just doesn't need to reverse, doesn't need to do anything, and it
Yeah,
also makes
I
early cards a
tried
bit.
I tried the other one. It just feels so bad. It feels like beyond bad.
And what's also nice is that you basically get a free climax slot, which may or may not be relevant, but it's like a thing because your level 3 also comes with your level 1. Yeah,
It's just it's just like whatever. Like the level 1 game is literally nothing special. It's like Chia Shara where it's just like it's there.
you play a combo,
It's
you
just
play counters, and you play a 6/5.
yeah, that's it. You just play beater, and then you're just like all right, cool.
Uh,
At least the level 3 game in this deck feels a little more impactful.
yeah,
But
I actually like the level 3 game in this deck, kind of. But basically, you have a lot. It's a lot more difficult for this deck to grab the counter since you actually can search it. You can just draw it. Um, though you have a lot of
ooh,
draw power at level 3, so that's not as terrible. And it's also just the threat of it being there is often enough to like deter your opponent from to go like double early play or something, which is annoying for you.
Yeah.
And the
Like
1-0 bomb is actually, I don't want to say I've been impressed by it but I actually like it for what it is, just because it pays out stock that you trigger. It's neat.
yeah, it's like it's nice.
It's not something that like,
I feel like that's just
oh,
yeah, not lots to have it. You're right, but
I'm I'm more like I'm not running this because it's very good, but it's not like the set has a bunch of like options that are better than this, and this is nice filler to have. Or at least that's what
yeah,
it
I can only
feels like.
imagine what this deck would be like. I feel like this deck would be so much better if they didn't try to push like 4 or 5 decks per set. But
Oh, it's fine.
it's like it's there,
Get to play a bunch of different decks that are
it's
also,
there. Like it's fine.
yeah, like all these decks are actually serviceable now with the new set, so that's like cool. Because before,
Yeah,
like
that's definitely
blue and green yellow were very much on the sidelines, but now they're like pretty decent standalone decks.
yeah. No, they play pretty well. Like, I had no problems with playing them. It's just they weren't particularly engaging to play because they just like you don't feel that strong top end like you do with Coquachino. Like the only nice part is that both of their combos are uninteractive. So you when you play them, you know you're getting your combos off. It's not like
Yeah.
I gotta play around my opponent
Um,
because unreverse combos just feel so bad sometimes.
level 2 is just one level X and one of the anti-change bomb. Uh, anti-change bomb is like you just jam one in most decks, but it's if you don't feel like it's necessary in your meta, this can be something else. But this deck doesn't really have a lot of cards that it wants to run. But like these are always flex slots. I feel like, though the counter is pretty good, so the counter is probably less of a flex slot than like this.
Yeah, like a you only run 3 counters, right?
Uh, no, like
Or do you run
in the
4?
green yellow, I'm running 4 counter. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Though like you sometimes get to protect one of your cards. It's not like a game plan, but it happens.
Yeah, for sure. It's like but you're not even like really trying. You're not trying to win field with
No,
this deck. You're just
you're not trying to win field. You're just
your
playing
your goal
cards.
is just yeah. It feels like playing Puyo. It's like I'm not trying to win lane. I'm just gonna like try to keep damage parity and then just get to level 3 and get my pieces and then just try
Yeah.
to kill you because like it kills people pretty well. But
Well, the finisher isn't great, but it's like the thing that makes it okay is the event because you often get
yeah,
2 turns at level 3. Level 3 is just 3 of the climax combo, 2 early play, and 3 of the. This is a PR that has come into play. Ditch a card, heal to stock. And I prefer this over healers because the deck would rather have the stock since its level 3 is pretty stock intensive, and all of your other level 3s are cantripping. So you end up having a lot of hand at level 3 anyways.
yeah,
And this also has like the added bonus of randomly pumping plus a level and 1/5. And like there's so many level pumps that you're actually pretty free at level 3 to like choose for how much you burn because the level 3 burns for the highest level you have in field. And this even allows you to like change that mid combat step if you see that like you triggered and now the opponent is at 3/3 or something. I don't know.
yeah. No, I mean, like the level 3 is like it's okay. Like I saw somebody at my locals that was running the +1 level just to be able to make it a 4 burn if they wanted to. But I'm like, that just seems.
The level
Ain't...
X.
Oh, is the level X the one that gives +1 level?
Yeah, the level X can give +1 level, and like all your
Yeah.
zeros give +1 level. So you have that effect if you want it, and this
Yeah,
also can give
I
+1 level.
never bothered, but I can see why. I guess if you're trying, if if you can exploit them being at a lot of climaxes and you can try to push them, but
It's basically just
I usually
for
felt
swinging for more exact numbers. But wait, what did I want to say? Damn it, I lost it. Whatever.
yeah,
Um,
whatever.
Okay, no, I lost it. But yeah, the level 3 is just pay 3 to burn for highest level, and this is coming to play top check 3, and the early play is also coming to play top check 3. So you have a pretty easy time finding the compass, and the compass is just a good card because
Yeah, the compass.
it dodges hexproof, so you just get to like against AOT. This is really really good. You just wreck them.
Yeah, no, it's really great, and the fact it's actually
Well,
really nice that it buffs 4K. Like,
yeah, the
because
4K is
frankly,
randomly nice. Yeah,
Compass being a level 1 was kind of irrelevant because it's not like you played it at 1 ever anyway.
yeah,
So bumping it to 2 to give it an excuse to target your character and bump 4K is just nice because it just, you know, you can stop damage, and then like you could potentially stop a clock kicker or whatever have you, or just keep your character alive even if they don't get that burn.
yeah.
You'd rather keep your character
The
because you're
climax
not
combo
running.
card is randomly pretty big. Same as Gochiusa. I don't know why they give these cards to 500 for everybody other.
Gochiusa
But
hitting 18K is the best feeling in the world.
yeah, I'm not sure why those cards have these effects, but they have them.
I don't know. I just like seeing people's reaction when they think they can get over Coquechino, and then it's like 18K, and they're like, oh, okay,
For no real reason.
yeah.
Yeah. Basically, the deck just this is like why this deck is
It's
a
the
thing.
reason the deck.
Yeah. Uh, I don't think the other top end options are good. Like
No, you can't really.
the restander sucks. The other
This
restander
is not a deck I
sucks.
would pick Coquechino to.
Yeah, and you don't want to splash Cocoachino in this because there's really no
Because you're gonna have
reason
even
to
a harder time, and then
play this the over like splashing it in yellow if you don't want to on reverse combo. There's just no reason to run
yeah,
gates in this, and it also like turns off your compass, which is the reason why you're playing this usually in the first place. Oh.
yeah, exactly. So it's just not worth it. Like I think I saw somebody trying to run it. It's just like no, not worth it. Don't do it.
And then we have I've titled this bread slash rabbit house, but this is just a bread deck, and we'll
I mean,
just talk
it's
about
basically Rabbit House.
yeah. I'll just
If you look at the traits,
it's basically rabbit
it's
house.
just
Yeah.
it's cut the yeah. You trade in the chinos for the mochas.
Well, basically the differences are if you want to make this deck rabbit house is you cut the the bread combo, basically the bread climax combo, and put in the Shimakaze and power pumps. Uh, you replace the brainstorm with the rabbit house with the Chino brainstorm. Uh,
Yeah,
you
and
replace
then you
this
cut
early
the
play with another early play. Is either this one or the healer. Though I think you would rather run this one than the healer and just move your healer
yeah
slots to the mocha, since it only costs one stock and hand is rarely the issue. I feel like so that might
yeah
be
because you don't
less so with the rabbit house version because the rabbit house doesn't get extra like
I
combo
don't know
triggers from this.
but the at least the I mean the Rize at least it can trips for you,
Yeah,
so
and
it's
this is
something.
also it's also like a check 3 for if you're whiffing the gate, which can be relevant. Like I've actually had a game where I had to like after triple Coachino play this just to find the gate.
Yeah, which feels bad because then it usually turns off one of your
Yeah.
Cocochinos, but
But like the level 0 lineup is so straight. Actually, the entire deck is very straightforward, but
it
just running
doesn't take a genius to figure it out.
for
Four of
brainstorm,
everything.
for Rize, like 4 of every good card, for Ricky and for runner. And you don't need to run 4 of this. You can like run 3 of this and the drop search
I've
or
tried.
put
I
something
tried
else here.
cutting it. I tried cutting it to 3 of, but like the problem, it's just that logic of good card. I want to make sure I see it as soon as possible. Granted, all the other copies are bad, but like I want to see it enough that I'm willing to run 4 of it.
Yeah, basically the first copy is so important that I'm running 4 despite like all the other copies not actually mattering and just being vanilla 2Ks.
They're clock fodder, if
Yeah,
anything. So it's really whatever. But they're just there. Like it's just you want to see it that bad
sometimes
because
you
that card fixes everything, especially when you don't feel as bad, when you can't
yeah.
mocha. You just
Sometimes you
drop a
also
stock.
randomly get to salvage two climaxes with
Yeah,
two hot bakers with this, so that's more of an edge case. Um, and yeah, then you get to run the Mocha combo, which salvages on reverse. And the reason why you're running this over the Chino is because this is on a stock soul, and you also get like randomly some advantage from this. So it's a lot easier to build up the resources to triple Cocoachino with this version than it is
yeah.
with
You don't feel as bad early playing with it either.
yeah.
Like in the other deck, you feel so bad early playing because then you're like, I have to not make sure I don't take damage, so I can actually try to rebuild the stock for it. But with the stock soul, you can triple Cocochinas about every game as long as the game doesn't like brick for you.
Yeah, as long as you don't whiff combo basically.
It's just it feels so much better than Rabbit House, and it's just like having the free mill off the level 0 Cocoa is so good too because like that was one of my biggest problems with like just straight Rabbit House was that when you Shimakaze, you had no real way besides the Rize to fix your deck, and even then like sometimes you physically just can't like chain Rizes or you're just burning your hand or whatever it is. At least with the event, like you can pitch one or two events and just go. And it's just a lot better free mill and crisis management than old Rabbit House
And
offered.
basically the way like via this you can't grab Reese's, but Reese's grab everything else, and you can kind of chain these. You have like such a high count of cards at mill that you can usually go through your entire deck if you want to, which is
Yeah,
nice.
it's really
Um, yeah, and then I'm just running three bombs. You could probably run two bombs and like one
you
seven
get
K
the 1-1.
attacker.
Yeah, that 1-1-7K is still a thing, or 7-5, whatever it is.
I don't like one ones, but there's the like a 1-1-0 mom that is a
Oh, the
seven K.
assassin.
Yeah, when it
Yeah.
attacks, that's fine. Uh,
You know,
I'm really just running three bombs for simplicity's sake. The card is pretty
it's
good.
also nice just to kind of to filter out the climaxes,
Yeah,
just extra stock souls, whatever. And it's just more ways to get Coquachino. Like this deck, it finds the pieces so much better than Rabbit House did too, because it has so many ways to grab your pieces
yeah.
compared to Rabbit House, like regular Rabbit House at least.
I'm playing this over like the 2-1 Mocha that gains one soul and 4K because it gains one soul. You could also run the anti-change bomb that gives you back a stock. Um,
I like the Mocha a lot. It's the Rinko from Van Greem. It's
it-
just nice.
it's
Like the
actually
extra.
it's actually Silver Shot Mommy or Silver Gun Mommy. Not a
Oh, is it okay? I just knew it from the Rinko or whatever. But like, it's just nice, especially with the event. It gets even bigger. So
yeah,
11-5. It's more like a 13 because the event pumps 1-5.
yeah.
So
You can actually run
it's
two
just really
copies of this if you want to. You can
yeah.
easily
It's
fit
definitely.
like a second copy of this somewhere.
I think one of the mom isn't a bad inclusion either if you really wanted to run it. But I don't really use the assist mom too often.
I, I
But
think
there's those
I think the
corner case.
assist mom is actually just a waste of the card slot.
It kinda, but like it's one of those things where it has its moments. I think if you wanted it, it's okay, but it's not something I'd recommend particularly.
Yeah, it was like I ran the card at first, and it was the first card I cut because I was like, this is not doing anything for me. I never wanted to
Yeah,
see this card at all.
I I think realistically, I play it like one in every like 15 games.
I played like 20 games or something, and then I just put it out because I was never playing it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's there. It's an op. Like I'm saying, it's an option.
if you feel like double early play is happening a bunch in your meta, or you need some way to better combat early plays, you can run two of this. It doesn't really matter. You can also run like either two of the come into play salvage, or 1-1, or two of this. Doesn't really matter. I think you want two early plays because this deck can afford to early play a lot better than regular
Yeah,
Rabbit
I
House.
think I think the Rize is just overall a little bit better than just because I like the dig three because again it can grab the climax. The salvaging a character is nice, and you kind of just use it because you won the brainstormer anyway.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. Like either one works.
So this is the come into play salvage is also just a compression -1, whereas this is a compression -2, which is
Yeah.
can be like a thing. And yeah, level 3 lineup, I really like the mocha because it conserves like stock. And actually the secondary finishing effect is kinda relevant, like it comes up.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be as good at first, but then after actually using it, it's there. Like it's one of those things like it's nice to use if you have the excess stock and maybe like you don't want a Cocoachino yet, so you just want to push damage or whatever. And even then, like sometimes this the burn one, you'd rather just push for bigger numbers. And it's just an
This will
option.
usually burn for 2, 3. And
Yeah, you
it
customize it too.
randomly can also burn on the opponent's turn, which is kind of cool. Like you don't run counters, which would allow you to like abuse this, but sometimes when your opponent is just running in, so you're attacking for worse numbers with the Cocoagino combo, this just deals damage to them, which is cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a situational card, but like you said, it just comes up. It actually comes up way more often than I thought it would.
Yeah. And then just for Cocoagino because like that's the reason you're playing this, and for event because you want to
You need the
salvage the event with this. Like there are some times where you don't even play the event into memory, and
well,
you
you have
don't.
to play the end of it. You play
Well,
one. You have to play one.
you have to play one to like be able to ditch them to do the thing, but you can salvage them with the climax combo without one in memory.
Oh yeah,
So sometimes
yeah.
you just end up
You just
not
ditch him for
doing it.
Rize.
Yeah, and that's also fine.
Yeah, and then sometimes like you can only put what 3 in memory. I think. Not that you're ever gonna put usually more. I don't think I ever put more than 2. And that was just because like I needed to push. I wanted to make sure I could get 2 Mocha reverses because I didn't have the Cocoa level 0, so I just threw the second one in memory to make sure both of my Mochas could get over.
Yeah,
So
I actually don't think I've ever put in two, but could probably
it,
randomly happen. Like sometimes you also go over hand size, so
yes, you just pitch it, and then like, all right,
yeah,
well, I didn't go minus at all because it just flies away to memory.
yeah.
So feels good, man. And the stock soul is just literally the best part about the deck, though. To be just the
Yeah,
fact
I
that
think
the
this
stock
actually
soul is
changed like the dynamic a bunch to where you
yeah,
actually get triple Coachino very consistently. Like I don't think if I've whiffed, like if I've not missed combo, I think I got triple Coachino every game.
yeah, me too. It's like very rare that I don't get 3, and if I don't get 3, it's because I had to play the Rize to sift for it.
Yeah.
It's literally the only reason.
Oh, okay.
Deck's good though.
Yeah, the deck is actually now like Gochiusa is back on the map is like one of the best decks.
I also really do also just like as a side thing, I like that it's mono red now because Gochi was forced to play the split level 1 game, which isn't too relevant, but there's
Sometimes
those
it's annoying, yeah.
situations yeah, where I want to play the bomb and the Chino, but I physically can't. So, feels bad.
And I built like dear my sister. I actually thought like I had an epiphany and I'm super smart, but apparently the Japanese were doing this before me. So
Yeah, it's so okay. Like that's the way to best explain the deck. It's okay.
yeah,
Like,
it's basically the first thing is you don't run the blue 3/2 that combos with the pants. That's like a trap. The blue 3/2 is just bad.
yeah.
It's just straight up bad.
Would straight up rather run Musashi. 100%.
And the way like I'll just go over it because this runs different cards now. You have 5 card brainstorm, and you also like every time you play a climax, you can ditch a card and draw one card, which is actually kind of cool. Allows you to filter faster, do other stuff, ditch cards. Then you have like the come into play, pay one, ditch one, salvage, and you can assign 1K, and when this card's damage gets cancelled, it gets sent to stock. It's just neat utility. I'm running 1 salvager and 2 searcher as basically the sort of Ricky replacement, so like have more copies of my level 1 combo. And I'm also running like 2 searcher and 1 salvager, not only because of that, but also because I need to like play some blue, because I'm not running any blue at higher levels, but I still sometimes want to be able to play the pants. So
Yeah, there's also like that beater. The beater
yeah,
it's so mediocre, but it's
I
like
actually hate the beater, but
it's like
it's blue and it's like a fifth copy
and
of
there's
this.
no other really good DMS filler for blue.
Yeah, that's the problem, because I really wanted to stay this deck to basically stay as DMS as possible. So the only card that's not DMS is this, and I think the counter, like basically the
Yeah, the count.
counters. I think the blue counter is chain, like you could
I
replace
think it's
that.
cuttable.
It's cuttable.
Yeah,
But refresh counter with gate is just usually
it's
nice.
but it's just
Um,
like it just feels so bad because like it's one of those things you don't really use ever, but it's there.
you actually get to like use this in this deck quite a
Do
bit.
you?
Yeah, because you sent the level 3 to stock, and then if you play the gate,
Oh,
you're playing 3 healers.
true, true, true.
And your level
Okay,
1 climax combo doesn't cost anything, and your 1-0 gives you free extra more stock.
that's true. So yeah, I could definitely see it actually being more relevant in this one.
So level 0 lineup is Forerunner for Brainstorm. Then you're running 3 Searchers. 4K is like a fifth copy of an oversize and to fix for blue. And then 4 copies of the 0-0 that basically you put the level 3 from Waiting Room in memory. And then when it dies, you get to do the check top 3, add 1, ditch 1.
Yeah, it's okay. You have to run it, but like the card's not bad. It's
Yeah,
like
I actually like this card. Like, it's not
yeah,
amazing.
I usually don't like the on death things, but
No,
like
I think the on that things are sucky, but like getting to put this into memory and then summoning it for free is actually pretty good. And you can even
yeah,
like play this
go
at
there.
level 3, and like at level 3 this basically saves you 2 stock.
Yeah, that's true. You can go
Because
minus one extra hand to do that. That's fair.
because like it comes up where you play the gate to summon like 2 or 3 copies of this, and then the turn after you just summon this from hand and put the Coco as the diet back into memory, and then play the gate again and then summon them again for free. It's actually pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, like the only problem with the deck is just the top end's not that great.
Yeah, yeah,
That's really
top
the only.
your top end is basically mostly heals and then like Musashi stuff. You still get to do the thing where you can clean your entire board by fielding 2 Musashis and having edge change counter in hand.
You just don't do it as often. That's all. It's not as big of a priority as like or like a thing you're shooting for like you
Yeah,
are in the green yellow deck.
you just end up having a bunch of heals and basically doing a compression deck slash heal deck impression.
What does the level one combo do again?
It's just
Exactly.
it's 6k, and on attack you real top and add it to hand if
Oh,
it's on trade, which is why you want to maximize your DMS sister card.
yeah. I mean, hey, at least it's also on double. You have double plussing triggers too, so like
Yeah,
you actually have no misses. Oh no, you have three
yeah,
misses.
yeah. I have 3 misses, but
That's
that's like
irrelevant.
yeah. If you want to run more yellow because 5 yellow is sketch for you, you can like run the anti-runner over the 4K or like some of the searchers, I guess. But I'm personally am comfortable with 5 yellow. You just stick one of these in level and are done with it.
Yeah, you just do that. You just do that pretty early because you don't need blue
Yeah, you only need
like
blue
in
for playing the
level.
climax. Yeah,
So yeah, so you usually just kind of stick yellow in as soon as possible, as soon as you physically can.
yeah. Level 1. I'm not sure if you want the 7K or if you just want a fourth of the. Basically, the 1-0 gains on reverse blind stock if you have the level 3 in memory. That's actually a really cool card. I like this a lot.
But it's not big, right? It's only a
It's
5K.
only a 5K.
I don't know.
But
I like the 107K beater personally, but
I mean, the problem is that you're not really playing for field anyways, so it
yeah,
doesn't really do
exactly.
that
That's
much. And free stock is always nice. And like, if the opponent counters over this, it's whatever. You didn't really invest anything into it. And if the opponent doesn't counter into it, it's great. And if he runs into it during his turn, it's even better.
yeah. This deck is basically it's just trying to play. It's just trying to slap down a climax every turn and just push. Just
Push it.
play it. It just can.
It's just a compression deck that gets to heal a bunch and then plays like mediocre finishers, but tries to like
Yeah.
have multiple turns at 3,
But it
which
can
it
just kind of
can
like outvalue
do.
you.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable. Like you have the 5 card brainstorm, you get to cheat on stock a lot with putting them to memory and then making extra
And
stock. Your
getting
combo
extra.
is also free, so
It Mocha's blind stock, right?
yeah, just blind
Yeah.
stock from top.
It's pretty easy to pay out too. It's not like it's the end of the world.
Yeah, just attack with this last and then brainstorm.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Brainstorm, drop, salvage, whatever. You have options.
yeah, and then you have just anti-change counter bomb and fixes yellow. Refresh counter, which you actually have the resources for, and it's cool with gate because when you trigger gate or when you trigger multiple climaxes, just salvage this back and then can save your deck.
Yeah.
This is just a 2K assist. which can be like useful with the field swap, and again something that deals with early plays that's not the counter, because sometimes you won't have yellow. It's not very often, but sometimes you'll have trouble getting it. And yeah, that's
Yeah,
basically the deck.
and the level 3 game is just play Kokoas.
Play the
Maybe
game.
you burn with the Kokoa. You have the stock to do it, so you don't feel bad about doing it. It's just,
Yeah.
how often do you want to pay 2 drop one, burn one?
Like usually,
Like it's like it's basically the RAM. Like it's like you're gonna
yeah,
probably do it as often as you would do it with the RAM in ReZero.
yeah,
But
it's just okay. And the
it's
Mocha,
playable.
yeah, and the Mocha also has like again, if you have two of this out and the Mocha, then this is on reverse burn too, which is cool. And
Yeah,
you can,
I would definitely. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, and just you can somewhat change the counts because you have like a decently high number of Cocoa and Mochas to like
Yeah.
also put in the background for this like maybe burn 3 if you wanted to.
Yeah, I would definitely pick this deck over like blue or green yellow, preferably, just because I think this deck it has more going on for it in terms of just like versatility and whatnot, and like your overall options.
This is just, I think this is also just more fun to play
Oh,
because it's less
absolutely.
linear and like straightforward, but just depends on the person.
Yeah, like
But this is
you can
also
just
by
do
far the
more.
most expensive deck of those because like mono blue is like $70.
If that.
Uh,
That's
I don't know how much green yellow is, but I bought like
uh
bread for
green
100.
yellow is probably somewhere around. I think it's like 200 for green
Okay,
yellow. Like in USD. Bread is dirt cheap too.
yeah, bread is like 100, 140 if you want the runners. I'm a cheapskate and I'm actually running 4Ks right now.
I mean,
Uh,
even then, I think the 4Ks are fine,
yeah,
in depending on the meta. But yeah, this deck is like because this deck you need like you need the Kokoas and you need the
yeah.
Musashis are just like so good in the deck.
These are expensive and these are expensive. So
Yeah, I think the Kokoas are what like
seven,
20k yen right now.
yeah, like 1780, I think, or 1980. I
That's
don't know.
it's definitely a lot for how for like what they do.
Yeah, this is worse than the Rabbit House slash bread deck, but it's
I saw Japan is really leaning on it now though. I think because they just like healing decks so much, so they're just gonna
well, it's also
gravitate to
the
it.
new stuff, but you're also seeing a lot of Coquachino builds. And they're
Yeah, it's
also
definitely.
like actually their decks started moving towards, I'm not sure why, but they're starting to run for Cocoachino and run less high counts of early plays, but they're still playing the pants combo. So I'm not sure
Yeah.
what happened there that made them change their mind, but it's a thing now.
Yeah, I think the brainstormer for this deck is like 780.
Yeah,
The Kokoas are 18 or 1780. The runners are 980. Like it's
yeah,
Musashi's
that's
are 14. It's price. Like it's gonna run you up.
okay. Yeah, best shot is just put in all the good best shot
Yeah,
cards.
all best shots.
And that's basically it for now. And I think you need to go anyway, so we'll just wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay, and see
Cool.
you guys next week or whenever
So
I decide to upload, which could be anytime, really. Okay, see you guys around.